The US Foreign Services Institute ranks Russian as a Category 4 language, one of the hardest languages for an English speaker to learn. Statistics show it takes at least 1100 hours for intensive classroom study to reach professional proficiency. That sounds absolutely terrifying, right? But here's what they don't tell you. Let's be completely honest. I am a native speaker, and I'm not going to sugarcoat the truth or lie to you just to sell a course. Russian does have some genuinely brutal parts, and if you approach them bluntly, they will make you want to quit. But first, we have the case system. 6 cases. This means every noun, pronoun, and adjective change its ending depending on its role in the sentence. It's often feel like doing math while trying to speak. Second, there's the verb aspect. Perfective versus imperfective. For almost every single action, you have to learn 2 different verbs depending on whether the action is completed or ongoing. The third is the gender system. Everything from a table to a cup of coffee has a gender, and you have to memorize it. And finally, flexible word order. You can mix words up in almost any order, and while the sentence remains grammatically correct, the emotional nuance change completely. Yes, these things take time, and they're generally hard. I won't lie to you. But that is only half of the story. Let's look at why Russian is actually much easier than you think. So it's what the terrifying statistics don't tell you. There are 4 major reasons why Russian is surprisingly illogical, and we're going to count them down right now. First, look at this. Russian has absolutely no articles. None. No there, no a, no and. If you want to say the cat is sitting on a chair, you literally just say cat sitting on a chair. You instantly skip one of the most annoying rule-heavy parts of English or Romance languages. Second, let's talk about verbs. If you ever tried to learn Spanish, French, or Italian, you know the nightmare of conjugating verbs for every single person in multiple tenses. In Russian, the past tense is ridiculously simple. It doesn't care about the person, it only changes based on gender. If a guy did it at E, if a girl did it at ya, that's it. The third is Russian pronunciation is strictly phonetic. Once you spend just 2 hours learning the Cyrillic alphabet, you can read almost any Russian word perfectly. You read exactly what you see. There are no hidden traps like in English, thaw, through, thought, and to. And fourth, you already know about 10% of the language because of the globalization, technology, and history. Russian shares thousands, like literally thousands, of international words of English. Words like computer, taxi, problem, restaurant, and business sounds almost exactly the same. So you see, it's not an impossible mountain to climb. The landscape is just different. The question you should be asking yourself isn't this Russian hard? The real question is, are you learning it the right way? Most people who try to learn Russian end up quitting with it the first 3 months. But they don't quit because the language is inherently impossible. They quit because they were being forced to learn it the wrong way. They were memorizing dry, academic grammar tables out of outdated textbooks instead of engaging with a real, living language used by actual people. And that is exactly what this channel is about. Russian doesn't have to be painful academic exercises. It can be intuitive, highly logical, and incredibly rewarding if you approach it through real-life context, modern conversations, and practical stories. If you want to stop fighting the language and finally start learning Russian the right way, hit that subscribe button right now. I put a real-world content every single week to help you unlock the natural flow of a language. And if you want a clear roadmap to guide you, head over to my Patreon. This week I've uploaded an exclusive guide from A0 to B1 called What to Start First. It tells you exactly what to prioritize and what to completely ignore so you don't waste months on useless grammar. It's just $5 a month and the link is in the description box below. Thank you for watching, keep practicing, and I will see you in the next lesson. Пока!